Hello everyone and welcome to Life Begins at 20. My name is Mark and today we have the Golgari cards within my cube and any of the changes that have been made. So each of these videos is broken up into individual colours and there will be a link in the description below for you so you can watch each of those individual colours. They've been broken up because that is the way that everybody wanted them on Twitter, the poll that I had, so thank you very much for anybody who voted on that for me. So I won't waste any more of your time, so let's just get stuck in. There's only been one change within this section of the cube. So we're going to start off, we've got Vraska the Unseen. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how good the new Vraska is going to be. Again, this is miles and miles away, but it'd be interesting to see. It'd be nice to have a new Golgari Planeswalker, but Vraska does a very good job in my cube. So for 5 mana you get yourself a 5 loyalty planeswalker, +1 until your next turn. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to her, you destroy that creature. -3, destroy target non-land permanent, which again is fairly useful to have as well, especially if you bring this in later and they've gotten a bigger threat out onto the field. Or -7, which isn't very difficult to get to. You get to put 3 1/1 assassin creature tokens onto the battlefield. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. And there are ways, like Rogue's Passage, for example, which means you can get a creature through unblocked, being unblockable. I do like, having that in foil. Next up, we've got Lotleth Troll. Again, this one hasn't changed. So you've got yourself a 2/1 with Trample for a green and a black. You get to discard a creature card and put a +1/+1 counter on it, and you can pay 1 black to regenerate it. So again, it's nice to be able to fill your graveyard up with that. Next up, we've got Grim Flayer. Again, I'm not 100% sure on this card right now. It's been, there's been games where it's been good, and there's been games where it hasn't quite performed as well as I'd like. Delirium isn't too difficult to actually achieve, especially within these colours. I probably need to support it a little bit better than I do, but again, it's not too difficult to actually achieve. So you got yourself a 2/2 with Trample for a black and a green. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you get to look at the top 3 cards of your library, put any of them, number of them, into your graveyard, and the rest back on top of your library in any order. So again, you can fuel Delirium that way as well, and it just means you can end up manipulating the top of your library for better draws. And when he gets Delirium, he gets +2/+2 as well. So again, it's not too difficult to achieve, but at the same time, sometimes he's been a little bit lackluster. Next up, we've got Reaper of the Wilds. So for 2, a black and a green, you've got a 4/5. Whenever another creature dies, scry 1, which again is really nice to be able to have for potentially an Aristocrats theme, which I've got within my cube. So creating a lot of tokens within either black or green, sacrificing them off, getting yourself some scries, sorting out the top end of your library, and then you can pay a black to give it Death Touch to the end of turn, or you can pay 1 and a green to gain Hexproof until the end of turn as well. So it's got a little bit of ways to protect itself there. Next up, we've got Creekwood Liege. So for 1 and a mixture of either 3 black, 3 green, or mixture of there. It's a 2/2. Other black creatures you control get +1/+1, so it's a nice anthem there. Other green creatures you control get +1/+1. I believe that means the anthem then for black and green creatures get both. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a 1/1 black and green worm creature token onto the battlefield. So realistically, with this card out, as far as I'm aware, there will actually be 3 3s every single time. So and it's perfect way then to get yourself some more tokens to sacrifice off. Next up, we've got the Gitrog Monster. I just love this card because it's just amusing. It's a giant frog. I mean, frog horrors. It's pretty cool. 3, a black and a green. You've got yourself a 6/6 Death Touch. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice it unless you sacrifice a land. Don't have an issue doing that because you can play an additional land on each of your turns, and there are other ways within green as well to play more lands each turn. And whenever 1 or more land cards is put into your graveyard from anywhere, you get to draw a card. So as far as I'm aware, sacrificing the land to go into your graveyard, you get yourself a draw card on the top of that as well. There is a few cards that I probably need to pick up, like Crucible of Worlds will definitely need to be picked up to really help support this guy. Plus the new card from Hour of Devastation I will be trying out, which is basically Crucible of Worlds on a creature, and that might definitely help really swing this into a better card than what it is at the moment. Now we've got the new card that we've put in again. This one came in for Baloth Null because it just wasn't very good. So I'm not going to complain about having a black and a green. Can't be countered. Destroyed target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. So again, pretty useful there. Plus then we've got Putrefy as well. So for 1, a black and a green, you can destroy target artifact or creature and it can't be regenerated. So a nice couple of pieces of removal there. So there we have all the Golgari cards within my cube, and I'd just like to say thank you so much for all of the suggestions that you've been making to my cube. It's made an absolute world of difference, and I couldn't have done all of this without you. So again, thank you all so much, and if you want to see any of the other multicolored cards, there will be a link in the description below for you for links to each of those videos. I would just like to take this moment to thank my Patreons of the channel. I can't thank you enough for the help and support that you're giving me. If you'd like to do the same, head over to patreon.com/lifebeginsat20, and there'll be a link in the description below for that as well, where there are plenty of rewards to choose from. With your support, we can really push to make this channel even better. Be sure to check out our sponsor, 5colorcombo.com, for a great range of Magic the Gathering accessories with stunning artwork, plus a great app to draft and create decks on the fly. Use the referral code LifeBeginsAt20 for 5% off. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for new videos every Tuesday and Friday. With your support, we can really help this channel to grow. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.